Couple of random clips throughout the day today. Got quite a bit to do. Did quite a bit yesterday. Surprisingly cool this morning. Humidity's down. It was 71 when I got up about 3:30 this morning. North breeze blowing. Humidity's down. Very cool. Very strange for the 1st of August. But we'll take it. Alright, so what I did yesterday. My back porch here. From here, see that new board there, from there back was an add-on. The original little porch was just half of this. And when I did the add-on, instead of taking the boards up and putting new boards down like I should have, I cut some more, and there was half boards, 4 foot apiece. Well, that didn't work real well. It didn't look good. The roof leak didn't help anything. Even though they were treated boards, they were seconds from a salvage store we used to have here. And everything I bought from there 2 or 3 years later has rotted. Maybe that's why they're out of business. But anyway, I tore all that out, me and Mama did. Put new boards down. Pardon me. Anybody want a cat? I'll ship you one. Or 2, however many you want. Get down from there. My daughter loves these things. And the little porch that I had going off here was a little sitting area is what it was supposed to be, but it rotted too, and my finances allowed me to get this many boards, and that was it. So I just moved the steps to here. Still got to clean all this up. I'm going to put that great big double sink over here where it was years ago to have an outside wash sink. That actually came out of my wife's grandmother's house, and they put it there back in the, I think, the late 30s or early 40s. It's an old ancient sink, and it takes about 4 people to pick it up and move it. So that'll be another project for another time. Already got water running down through here. So. And grass needs cutting. Knives need making. I got a couple of sheaves and knives to work on today. Maybe this afternoon. Now you better run. I don't like you. Maybe later on today I will cut the grass. Oh, the remnants of the old back porch is out there. I got a spot out there I'm going to put it. I drug it that far with the truck, and the board it was tied to broke, so oh well. That's where it's staying for now. But alright, I got to run to the post office this morning. Oh, and I bleached down the rest of the porch too. Got it all cleaned up. Pardon me. Anyway, got to run to the post office, come back and get to work. And I'll show you all something from the shop here in a little while. Look what I got. A metal cutting bandsaw. Now this is a Harbor Freight tool, but it has a pretty decent warranty on it, and I've heard pretty okay things about them. And I have needed one of these. I actually wanted one longer than I've needed one, because everything I do when I cut a blade, I do it by hand with the side grinder, and the arthritis is really getting irritating. So I'm going to try to make things easier. And they put it on sale to where I just had to go get one. I've been looking at them for almost a year. And y'all know my motto, do not throw anything away. They make a table attachment for that saw, for all saws like that. I looked them up. I said, well, I'll just get me one of those to go with it, make me a stand, and I'll have a metal cutting bandsaw. I'm not paying $89 for a piece of aluminum, 2 or 3 holes drilled in it, and a slot cut in it. Now, as don't throw anything away, that is the top off of my very first Craftsman motor drive table saw that tore up, that I was going to send back to Craftsman to have it fixed. It wasn't under warranty anymore, but it would have cost more to do that than it would to buy a new saw. By the way, Craftsman tools are low echelon to me nowadays. What very few Craftsman I have are mainly hand tools, very old wrenches and that kind of stuff. My table saw I have now is a Craftsman, but when it goes out, there'll be no more Craftsman, because they're just, the quality is not there. You might as well buy Harbor Freight. I think it comes from the same place, so take that, Sears. Anyway, this is the tool stand that came with my big grinder, my big 6-inch belt grinder. So I'm going to mount it on here, which is not tall enough, so I'm going to mount it on the little red table over there. Don't ask me where that stuff's going. It's going somewhere. Oh, there's that snake skin, that snake I killed the other day. You will see that again in a few days. And I do have epoxy drying, and I did make a mistake on the gar skin sheath, and I got so mad I might as well put it down for a couple hours. But anyway, to get it on there, I had to add some brackets, because that's all the pieces that came off of this tabletop. These are metal brackets that came out of the old freezer for the smoker. That's why I say don't throw anything away. Now I'm going to, I've got some self-tapping metal screws. I'm going to attach this to this, mount it on there, then I'll figure out how I'm going to mount the saw. I heard something outside the shop door. Son-in-law is cutting my grass. How about that? He's just singing away. He's got them things in his head. He was cutting his grass earlier. Huh. Wonder what he wants. Alright, I got this mounted up. Now, the only thing I can figure, this lip here is in the way. That's about more than 1 inch on the back side here. I'm going to cut this off. This lip here, I'm going to cut that off. And then up underneath here, I've got to grind some stuff off of it. And then I'll slide the saw up on there. I'll work from this corner here, and that'll give me room out here. And I was wrong about those tables that you order. I said $89. That was a while back. They're over $200 now, so all the more reason to get this thing figured out. But I'll get it. I'll show you something else here in a few minutes. Well, alright, y'all, I got it did. Took a lot longer than I thought it would, but oh well. Because I started on the other side of the table and it didn't line up like I wanted it to, so I had to come to this side. And this is one of the little wings that slides in and out on the original table saw. And I just took some of those self-tapping metal screws and joined it together and put a brace on there. And I got a brace down here just to hold it straight, because this thing is heavy. I'm telling you, it's really heavy. And I have another mess in the shop, but ain't no big deal. And I was able to save I left this lip on here. It's got a measure and tape on there for whatever good that might be. But now this saw has, I didn't know it had this. Let's see, let me get you in close here. It has a variable speed. So you can slow it down or speed it up. On max, it clicks on top. So I hadn't tried to cut anything on it yet. I'm gonna do that now and bring y'all with me on that. See if we can set the camera right here, we can see it good. See these at Walmart? These, they're a different package, but they look identical. $8.99. All right, Harbor Freight, they are, I think they're $4.99. Identical, look exactly the same. Now over the weekend, I took Mama up to town to do some this and that and the other, and we have a Dollar Tree. Everything in there is $1. And they had just unloaded the truck and stocked all the shelves, which is the best time to go there. And these, $1. So somebody's making some money. Anyway, I didn't have a pair of these. I've got regular earplugs, but I didn't have a pair of these, so I got some now. Alright, move this closer, and now watch your volume because this is loud. And we're going to try to cut a piece of metal and see what happens. Well, that worked good. That's high carbon steel there. And this is some of my bandsaw material. I'm gonna try to cut it. I'm thinking it's not gonna cut it, but we'll see. Because this is the hardest stuff known to man, in my opinion. Can't drill a hole in it hardly without burning up a drill bit. So let's see what it does on there. I don't think it's gonna cut it. Would you look at that? Now that right there is worth the price of that saw. Very happy about that. Because this stuff is so hard to cut. I cut it with the grinder, and it's so hard to get the curve and everything I need in there like it is. That's cool right there. Now I read a bunch of reviews on this saw, and the saw itself is a lot of good things said about it. and a few people don't like it, but for the majority part, it seems to be a good saw. The only exception is the blades that come from Harbor Freight and the one that comes with it are not very good. So I went ahead and bought some blades. I stopped at the local hardware, and they're hanging in that big red box up there. It's a Milwaukee good quality blades. Or for 3 blades it was $24 and something, which I know that's expensive, but if they'll cut and they'll do the job, which it looks like they will, that's worth it for me. Now the blade that came with it is still in the box here. I'm gonna leave it in there. And speaking of the box, and that thing is fine. Now I'll never use it to carry the saw around in, but I can do some trimming in here, cut some of this stuff out. And there's the blade that came with it. And I have a fine toolbox or storage box or something to go in my truck or whatever. Just like that. So there we go. I saved a whole bunch of money on the saw with the super duper coupons and all that stuff. And I saved myself a whole bunch of money with a table by making it out of scrap. That's why you don't throw anything away. And I may paint it up, make it look pretty one day, may not. I don't really care what it looks like, as long as it works. And it seems like it's going to work okay. A little bit loose, but if that becomes a problem, I'll do something else with it. Pardon me. But there you go. There is my newest tool. And besides my 2x72 belt sander, that is about the last tool I'm gonna need for the shop. And that one will come. It's gonna be a while, but it'll get here. So there we go. Now, like I said, it took me a lot longer than I thought. I'll get up early in the morning, clean up this mess, and get back on the orders. I shouldn't be too far behind. I do have one. I got some epoxy drying on one, and that's going to be a surprise. I'll show you that one tomorrow. And the sheath, the Garskin sheath, Austin, I'll get back on that tomorrow. I made a big mistake on it today, so I'm just starting all over again. And I'm glad I didn't video that, because y'all would have heard some adult language that maybe you shouldn't hear. Maybe I shouldn't say. Pardon me. But if I make a mistake, I'll say I made a mistake, and I'll start all over again. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to close up for now. I'm going to go inside, get me a bite to eat, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and I will see you later.